Welcome back to my NFL preview show. This week is NFL Week 9. During the show, I'm going to preview all the games on the card, give you some leans, give you some player props that I'm feeling, and talk about overall team success, which team I think is going to win, which team I think is going to underperform, and some changes that need to happen for these teams to be successful or to continue their success. So, without further ado, let me hop into this card. On the first game, we got Thursday night football, Ravens versus the Dolphins. Gotta say, I'm feeling the Ravens with this one. Lamar Jackson, don't know if he's going to be back yet. I'm going to assume that he is. This Ravens offense is just way too potent. They love to run the ball. And the Dolphins is allergic to stopping the run. I know last week they had some success against B. John Robinson and Tyler Algier, but I think that more speaks to Kirk Cousins being a statue and slowing that offense down than the Dolphins really trying to stop somebody. Because we've seen in weeks past that this Dolphins defense could be had. So I'm expecting a really big game from Henry. Expecting him to get over 100 yards. Maybe even push into the 200 range, given this Dolphins defense, how bad they are. And I expect Lamar to have a big game. They probably ease him in, slow him in a little bit, probably lean more towards the run. But I see no issue with the Ravens getting the dub with this one. Next game on the card, we got the 49ers versus the Giants. 49ers, their defense looked bad. They don't have Fred Warner, and they couldn't get the Texans off the field. And Robin Solomon really needs to fix that. He had rookie wide receivers just running up and down the field, catching balls for them. So I expect their defense to bounce back in a major way. In terms of the Giants, this team has lost their identity. Unfortunately, Cam Scatterboo is out with a horrible ankle injury, and that's their heart and soul of their team. They already lost Neighbors. Now they lost Cam. This team looks like it's going down in the trash. Kind of don't even want to play Jackson Dart. Just kind of want to bubble wrap him and save him for the next season with the way he plays. So I expect him to be running the ball. Just given that they're down to Tyron Tracy and Devil Singletary, so he can end up having the most rush yards out of that group. And I expect Jackson Dart to do something with his legs, but like I said, you kind of don't want to see him because runs the risk of injury, and and I think any more injuries, this Giants team and this Giants fan is going to be on a particular watch list. So yeah, kind of just want to bubble wrap Jackson Dart, but he's a rookie. He needs the reps, but I got the 49ers taking this game pretty easily. Yeah. Next on the card, we got the Chargers versus the Titans. Now the Titans might be worse than the Jets. I don't see this team getting any better. They have the run game is very bad. They have no run game. Cam Ward can't get outside the pocket, and he's a pocket passer. They got young receivers, first, second years. Cameron Dyke, he showed something these past couple weeks. Eric Allimander has kind of been disappearing and fading. But yeah, this Titans team is just a bad team. Just want the season to be over it. See the Chargers taking over them, winning in a pretty convincing fashion. Yeah, like I said, Titans might be worse than the Jets, and the Chargers is going to benefit from a bad matchup. The Vikings versus the Lions. The Vikings don't have a quarterback. I mean, I believe J.J. McCarthy is going to be returning the return of the Mac, but it's going to be return of the sacks. Like this Lions team, I can see him getting at him. Hopefully, their ankles all healed up. I haven't been in tune with the injuries too much on the Lions side. I know they're coming off a bye, and they're actually at home, so definitely going to take the Lions to win. I believe their offense I know their offense is more explosive, and at the end of the day, that's all it's going to take. Their defense might be a little bit banged up, but I believe the defense can make a couple stops. maybe even more, a couple stops. And I don't think J.J. McCarthy is the future quarterback of the future. I think he still needs some refinement. So got the Lions winning pretty easy, coming off a bye at home. Next game, Falcons versus the Patriots. Now, this can be a potential trap game, you know what I'm saying? This can be closer than expected. Don't know if Penix is playing, don't know if London is playing. Obviously, if they're in and they're healthy and they're performing, that's going to raise the ceiling of this Falcons team because we've seen Kirk Cousins just look like a statue and not it made Bijan look just horrible. So if those two play in the game, it could be a lot closer. Still leaning towards the Patriots. I think that the offense is just been clicking more, and their defense is a lot better. Even though the Falcons' defense is pretty good as well, I just think the Patriots just got more going for themselves, and I'm trying to stay on top of that division. And Drake May's MVP candidate. I think they're trying to just knock off the Bills so they can take that top spot in the division. So, I got the Patriots keeping it rolling with that game. Next game, the Colts versus the Steelers. Colts is looking like the real deal, looking like a serious playoff team that can make some noise and potentially win the Super Bowl. Taylor's looking like an MVP. No one can stop him, and now he's facing Unk Nation with the Steelers. These guys are old and washed up. You know what I mean? Like they just need to get ready to sit behind their desks because like they're doing nothing on this football field but providing explosive plays after explosive plays. I think the Steelers, of course they're gonna want to have to stop the run, but and make Daniel Jones, Indiana Jones, Danny Dimes play. But Daniel Jones been balling. He's been balling, and the Steelers defense is bad. Like I know Mike Tylen is just pulling the rest of his hair out, because the defense never looked this bad. Really ever. Steelers always had a good defense for my recent memories. So for them to be struggling this poorly is a sign to come. Like I said, Unk Nation can't keep up with these young guys, and I think that's gonna be their downfall. The offense too potent and their defense is too weak. Leaning on old man Rodgers to get it done, not gonna happen. Broncos versus the Texans. Now this is another close game, another trap game. I can, what I'm saying. The Texans got a good defense as well as the Broncos. I think this is gonna come down to who's gonna play the most mistake-free football. We know both of these defenses can get at it, cause turnovers. C.J. Stroud, I believe he's playing with a little bit more confidence. Hopefully, Nico Collins can come back from that concussion. I got a little upset alert. I'm gonna take a slight lean to the Texans. They're home. The Broncos are away. I think anytime Broncos play at home, at Broncos County, it's a tough time due to the conditions out there. But this is a away game for them. They've been flying high for the past couple weeks. I think they come down a little bit down to earth with a closer game. There's a good defense like the Texans. So I expect the Texans to get it done. Still think it's going to be a close game. C.J. Stroud might just sneak one out here. Next game, Bears versus the Bengals. Now, this should be a good right game. Bengals has a historically bad defense. They just gave up 39 points to the Jets. We know this team can score, so that might be the only problem. Can a team keep up with them? But I don't know if Joe Flacco's playing. I know he got a little banged up last game, so that could make a difference. But ultimately, I'm going to take the Bears. I believe in Ben Johnson to bounce back. Like I said, this is a team to get your numbers up, and Bengals give up everything: the passing, the running. So, I expect a big game from Caleb Williams in that offense. Expected him to get back on track. And the conversation to change after this week. Next game, Panthers versus the Packers. Of course, I'm gonna go with the Packers on this one. Packers is obviously the most complete team. Don't know if Bryce Young is gonna be back. Andy Dalton look pretty bad. Um, yeah. So I mean, if it's Andy Dalton or Bryce Young, that pass rush, Mika Parsons is gonna get after it. This team doesn't really have the offensive power to go toe for toe with the Packers, and they just gave up 200 plus yards of rushing to the Bills. And the Packers, they really love running the ball. So I expect a big game from Josh Jacobs. I expect him to get over 100 yards on his defense. Maybe even have two touchdowns. I see no struggle with this game for the Packers. Next game, Saints versus the Rams. Saints, this is another bad team. They just switched Tyler Solak from Spencer Rattler. You knew it was a matter of time. Spencer Rattler is just, in my opinion, he always looked bad. But, the Saints got too many difficulties to overcome. Now Kamara, he's looking like he's a little banged up, and honestly, he hasn't really showed nothing this whole season. He looks pretty old. Looks like it's time for him to actually drink some pina coladas. So I expect the Rams to come out with a big win. Hopefully Puka's back. And this offense cannot keep up with the Rams. And this defense like stopping the run. Got a young quarterback in Tyler Slowick. It's gonna look to easy passes, drops off. So and without a run game, the Saints might put up less than 9 points. Next game, we got the Jags versus the Raiders. Got the Jags winning. Even though the Jags haven't been, that impressive. I know they had that win against Kansas City a few weeks ago. But honestly, I'm just picking the Jags because I think they're just better than the Raiders. Raiders is a bad team too. Geno Smith is still the quarterback. And the Jaguars defense has been playing better than expected. Expect Geno to give up some more turnovers. Maybe another 2 turnovers and a fumble. But yeah, Geno Smith it's time for him to retire too. He had a couple good seasons with Pete Carroll in Seattle, and this season is just over with. They got a young talent, Ashton Genty. You think that they'll feature him more in offense. I know the offensive line is trash, but hey, you gotta figure something out. And I think they need to move some pieces, trade Jacoby, and really tool up, get an offensive line so we can really see the true talent of Ashley Genty. But the Jaguars should win and to win this game just because I think they're just playing a bad team. Simple as that. Next game, this is the money game. The money game's always been a money game. Once the Chiefs and the Bills get together, you expect fireworks. These two quarterbacks has played pretty well against each other. It's kind of like it became a rivalry that fans really look forward to. As you see it slotted in the prime time slot 325. Patrick Mahomes versus Josh Allen. But I'm gonna have to take the Chiefs with this one. I just think they got more weapons, and they've been playing better. The Bills just got Josh Allen and James Cook. They have no legitimate receiving threat. I mean, what are you going to depend on receivers like Khalil Shakir and Dalton Kincaid and Keon Coleman? Like, Keon Coleman has not took that step that we thought he was going to take. It's his second year. Outside that first game, he's been doo-doo. Kincaid, it's just tight end. You know what I mean? And it's, like I said, it's really just James Cook and Josh Allen. Whereas the Chiefs, they got Rice back. He's cooking. Really all those receivers is looking good. Kelsey's looking like he's turning back the clock. He had a really strong outing. He's been looking strong this season. Don't know what the health of Pacheco is. I know he got a little banged up. They say he's week to week, but this is a team that interchanges running backs throughout their game anyway, with a running back committee by style. So the Pacheco injury could be some noise, some news. But we seen Mahomes use his legs just as well. If you would have told me this season Patrick Mahomes is a leading rusher, I'd be like, hey, you're probably right, because he's been looking more effective. But of these past couple weeks, Pacheco has been looking strong. So it definitely be a big loss if he didn't suit up on this one. But I'm gonna still have to take with the Chiefs. And like I said, I just think the Bills need another explosive playmaker, and they just don't have it right now. Next game looks like we got a double header. Oh no, never mind. This is Sunday Night Football. So on Sunday Night Football, we got the Seahawks versus the Commanders. This is gonna be a good game, especially if Jaden Daniels come back. And I don't know how he's gonna come back. Is he gonna look hurt? But if he comes back, I think it's gonna be a close game. If it's Mariota again, don't think it's gonna be so much of a close game. Seahawks got a strong defense and a pretty potent offense, so I'm gonna have to go with the Seahawks ultimately with this one. But if Jaden Daniels come back, I wouldn't be surprised if the Commanders steal one from the Seahawks. In the last game, Monday Night Football, Cardinals versus the Cowboys. Now, this could be a trap game. This could be another potential trap game. The Cowboys are at home. I think the Cowboys put a better showing at home than they do away. But the Cardinals, this is no scrub team, Yeah, so the Cowboys got to be careful coming off with a loss. Like I said, the Cowboys is a very seesaw team. One time they're up, next they're down. Since they were down last week, this could be their up week. Like I said, the Cardinals play people tough. Don't know what the news on Kyler Murray is, but I'll actually prefer if Jacoby Brissett was out there anyway. Just given the uncertainty of this game. It's prime time. Cowboys in the prime time. They like to show you something. Slight lean towards the Cowboys, but would not be surprised if the Cardinals, still a win and surprise the Cowboys fan here. But yeah, that is week 8. My bad. My apology. That is week 9 of the NFL season. Those are my picks. Those are some of the feelings I have towards the players and whatnot. So hopefully you can take this information, use it how you want to, and hopefully you can win some money this weekend. Thank you for watching. I'll be back next week with a next video recapping my picks and showing you how I perform. Thank you.